bowline is your most important tool for building anchors using natural anchors. All right. Why do we choose the bowline? There's tons of knots. We can do the bowline. We also have another choice. Takes a little bit longer. What's the knot that we use to tie into our harness?
Double, no? Double.
Right, figure eight follow through.
Yeah.
Okay, so figure eight follow through, and I'll show you that, and I'll show you the bowline. So, okay, if we're gonna do a figure eight follow through, great. Take the end of the rope, measure out about an arm's distance, right? And look, I have that much. Remember, we're not tying into our harness, we're actually tying around an object, so we need a little bit extra rope.
Okay.
Once you get better at judging stuff, you won't need as much rope. You'll be able to judge your distances better. Okay, so great. We know how to tie our figure eight, right? Just like we always do in our harness, right?
Yeah.
Look familiar?
Yeah.
Okay. We can now put it around the tree. I mean, obviously this tree is not sufficient for our guidelines for anchors, but just for the demonstration, it'll suffice. And we pretend that we're, right? Okay. Oops. We'll do it through the other side. It works better. Here, push it through here. Right? Line it up with each other. See how nice it goes. Okay. All right. Okay. We cinch it down. We have ourselves a figure eight follow through. We have an anchor. Okay. Easy enough, right? If you can't remember the bowline, you can remember how to do this. All right. Now, obviously, for a bigger tree, you're going to eat up more rope.
Yeah.
All right. So it takes a little bit more time, but it's easy to identify if you've tied it wrong.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Bowline. Okay. So a bowline, I don't have to use up as much rope to tie a bowline, so that's why guides tend to favor it. Okay. A bowline is basically, I'm holding this end in my hand, and all I do is I just stick my finger out, and I, see what I do? I just curve this in. All right, so watch, got it on film, there. Okay, so now I just take the rope, and I bring it, and I pass it up and through the hole. Pretend this is like a hole. Bring it up through the hole, out again, and then what I do is I pass it behind the standing end of the rope, and then I pass it through the, here. And if you can see, again, a bowline is easy to identify, right? And it's adjustable too. That's what's really nice. I can adjust the whole thing. All right. So look, if let's say I wanted to use up less rope. Okay. All right. All right. I could shorten it down, make it smaller. Okay. So I can do a lot of things with a bowline. But by itself, most people will tell you that it can untie itself. It can loosen up.
Okay.
Right. We can mitigate that problem, not too hard. So you'll have, well, people will do a double back, and I'm sure you're familiar with this because you have to do it in the gym, right? On your right? The insurance company makes you do it in the gym. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So there you go. Now it's backed up. Here's another way you can back it up. Let's say you're really stretched to rope and you have no rope to even get away with that. If you simply took the tail and you tucked it through itself, it cinches down on itself, and you're fine.
Okay.
Okay? Some people who haven't had any guide training will see that and they'll probably give you a hard time, but that's enough, because if this started to slip on itself, it'll actually, if it started to pull through, right, it's going to cinch down on this, and you're fine.
Okay.
Right? If I was really, really paranoid, I could just simply tie an overhand knot in the tail after I've passed it through, and it ain't going nowhere.
Okay.
It really isn't. Okay. So you have options for what you want to do. I recommend that you get a book. All right. Get a practice piece of rope and learn how to tie your bowline. All right. And I'm going to have you do that. All right. So put the camera down.
This is